Good day everyone and welcome to today's tutorial. In today's tutorial we'll be learning how to make one of my favorite snack, which is called sponge cake. You can see how spongy and soft it is. So without wasting much time, let's begin the tutorial. So for this we'll need 3 eggs, and I'm cracking the egg into the bowl right now. So I'm just trying to take out some of the shell that fell into the egg. Going in next is the sugar, and I'm using 1/3 cup of sugar. Mind you, you can increase the quantity of the sugar to suit your taste. So just go ahead and beat that together. So I had to change my bowl because I was really finding it difficult to whisk the egg properly with the previous bowl. Next is the oil, vegetable oil, and I use half cup of oil for this. Always make sure that any oil you choose to use doesn't have any smell. So I also use 1 teaspoon of vanilla flavor. You can use any flavor of your choice. Then followed by 1/4 cup of milk. I dissolve 1 tablespoon of powdered milk in water to make the 1/4 cup. Also make sure not to use cold or warm water to dissolve your milk. Always use room temperature water. So after combining all the wet ingredients, it's now time to add the dry ingredients, which is flour and baking powder. I used 1 teaspoon of baking powder and half teaspoon of baking soda. But if you don't have baking soda, you can still use baking powder. It's not a must you use baking soda though. In fact, some sponge cake recipe do not require adding baking powder or baking soda. The rising agent will just be the egg they are using. And don't forget to always sift your flour. Mine was already sifted. So your batter should look something like this. Anything thicker than this, then you might not be making a sponge cake. So next is to grease our pan. I'm greasing mine with vegetable oil. You can choose to grease your pan with vegetable oil or butter, whichever one you have is fine. Let's try as much as we can not to forget or skip this step. If you don't grease your pan properly, your cake might come out messy. That you find it difficult bringing out your cake from the pan when it's ready. So after greasing, I went ahead to add baking paper to the bottom part to make it even easier to come out after baking. So we can see some air bubbles on the cake, right? So tapping it lightly like this will help to dissolve the bubbles, the air bubbles, before we take it to the oven. Mind you, I am already preheating my oven. My oven has been on before I even started mixing. So you preheat your oven before you bake. And I baked this for 45 minutes. So we can see how soft it is. This is what sponge cake should look like, or how sponge cake should feel when you touch. If you're still watching, please give this video a like and support my channel by subscribing. And you can also turn on the notification button so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. Thank you and see you in my next tutorial. Bye.